It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And up next is Demario Davis. He's on the verge of earning his 100th tackle of the season. It's the Saints and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gardner. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from the Superdome. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Saints heading out for the first time, and there's Derek Carr at quarterback in his 11th NFL season now and second in black and gold.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now it's the veteran Jamal Williams. And able to use a stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain. The numbers for Williams a week ago, very, very strong, well over 100 yards.
He should get the ball early and often here, too. I mean, when you're riding the performance of last week into this game, his confidence level has to be off the charts. Go ahead and keep feeding him.
Carr. There's Chris Olave. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. The Saints at 11-4 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Hustling through to break that play up, Max Crosby. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. On play action, now Carr. There's a short one caught by Johnson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So out come the Raiders for their opening drive, and at the helm in his first year in silver and black, 6th season overall, Gardner Minshew.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Able to slither by and brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Going to run with Madison again. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And you look at the Saints defense. They played extremely well last week in that win over the Packers.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And the penalty, it helps a little, but they'll still have to navigate a 3rd and 9 now. Minshew sets to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Deep for New Orleans is Rashid Shaheed. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that is incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raiders offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. You can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Minshew. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The New Orleans offense set to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he checks this one down to Williams. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. You look at this Raiders defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Now Carr. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
How about the show put on by these 2 defenses in this 1st half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch. And that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Going to begin the drive here with Madison. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Holding offense.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us.
And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got the ball in a great spot here, already inside the red zone following that fumble recovery. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They'll go play action here with Minshew. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Cameron Jordan coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Saints offense and Derek Carr ready for this next possession. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. And he fires one, but incomplete.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
The Raiders heading out to take over. And, partner, I'm going to make a quick pivot here and ask you to play general manager. It's well documented they're last in the league in offense, number 32. What changes might they make?
And this is where you have to be almost like a chess master as a general manager, because you have a few things at your disposal that you need to use. Obviously, the draft, free agency, maybe you can make some trades, but also look at your practice squad. Have you been grooming players to promote and give them an opportunity to play as well? That way, you start to supplement as well as replace guys that need it.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Looking to throw it. Minshew. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
It'll be Minshew again. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll hand this to Williams to start things out. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Here's 3rd and a few inches. Now Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Lou Hedley now. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll start on the ground with Madison. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And this is going to be a Raiders 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Minshew. That one complete to Trey Tucker. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here now, 2nd and 4. They'll go Madison up the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
This goes out wide from Madison.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Encroachment, defense.
jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball, any type of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. Out of the gun is Minshew. Steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Here's Madison running on first down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. From the 24, Minshew. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Well, maybe he was going to be involved in that play from his tight end spot, and he jumped.
Yeah, don't tell me that those guys don't like to block. That's what we say about them nowadays in the NFL. But I think he felt like he was one of the key pieces in that play and wanted to get out and execute the assignment very fast.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Make it 2 weeks in a row now. He's kind of been Johnny on the spot. A fumble recovered last week, and now 2 in a row.
Reminds me a little bit of an old teammate of mine. We used to call him the Vulture because he would swoop in and clean up after the play was made. But, boy, we said it with a lot of affection because he made a lot of game-changing plays by getting to the football that had been knocked loose.
What was your nickname, by the way?
Can you go get me some water, guy, please? The rest of us are playing.
Yeah, right. Too humble. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This is caught by Tucker. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. On the handoff, it's Madison. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 8. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
And the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Fourth down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold them to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving them the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Back to throw here. Open man, it's Mayer in the end zone for the Raiders touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was finished off by a Michael Mayer touchdown grab. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Now Carr. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Carr going to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 40. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Here's Carr. Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. To throw is Carr. Johnson's got it complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Again, it's Carr. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point good by Hopkins, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. They'll look to throw now on first down. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Down inside the 40.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up third down on the sack. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Off play action, it's Minshew. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20.
That's good for the Saints. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here's Carr to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Carr now to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Normally when we think about big swings and scores before a half, we think offense, but this time their defense made the play. Instant pressure off the snap, and they weren't going to let him find a way to escape.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. This is taken at the 18. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Minshew sets to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now Minshew. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Well, the Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. To throw, it's Carr. He gets this one to Johnson. And some room to maneuver. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Carr. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Carr. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr. And the catch made by Johnson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
They'll throw now on the final play. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the visiting Seahawks who were able to come away with the road victory. Justice Hill doing plenty of damage on the ground as he went well over 100 yards in the victory. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Denver Broncos. The Bengals were this close to a perfect regular season, but they couldn't finish it off, and they fall to 15-1 with one game remaining until playoff time. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And able to get this out to the 25. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
This will be fielded at the 17. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now Carr. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Excellent coverage on the play from Trayvon Merrick.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Broke a tackle, but not much room there. Just up past the 25, no further.
Illegal blocking the back. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Here's Minshew. Now they go screen. It's complete. And down he'll go at the 25.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. Pulled in at the 24. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. The Saints again ready to go on offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Throwing now is Carr. Screen play set up for Williams. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
That's good for us Saints. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
5 yards to go.
As Shaheed going to go in motion. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
47-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Up the middle, it's Williams. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's 3rd and 7.
Operating from the gun, Carr. To the sideline and incomplete.
Incomplete on the throw.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 81 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Approach defense.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field.
Still first down.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Now a give to Madison. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. First carry of the game for Zamir White. Gets through and now an opening. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Looking to throw it. Minshew. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here's Madison running left. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Like any team plan, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. Carlson able to put this one through, and that's going to up the lead to 15-10. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll try and start this drive in the air. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. That is caught, and he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 51 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Carr going to throw. Throwing for the out route, he finds Wilson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now we give up the middle to Williams. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now Carr. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Carr. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
From the gun, Minshew to throw.
They'll get this underneath to Madison.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Running from the shotgun with Madison.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Back to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Incomplete. Brings up second down and 5 yards to go.
They're going to look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Going on the ground with Madison. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. On the handoff, it's Laube. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Raiders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
To throw is Carr. Wilson snags it left side. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's good for the Saints. First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's Carr to throw.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Carr now to throw. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
That's good for the Saints. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 69 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run it again with Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
On play action, now Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery. A carry here for Laube.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
Now Minshew. Finding room at midfield.
And finally brought down at the 43. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here,
that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. This is 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Off play action, it's Minshew. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Minshew sets to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game.
The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Carr.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
He was defended by Ja'Cory Bennett.
To throw, it's Carr. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
The Raiders offense ready to go. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. There's a short one caught by Uzomah. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun is Minshew. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
They'll try the right side here with White. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Here's 3rd and 9.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
47-yard punt, a return of 4. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Max Crosby able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts.
It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
In his own end zone, it's Carr.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Now Carr. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line.
Here's White.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the Saints' 10-yard line.
Once again, it's White.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Gardner Minshew with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game.
And the Raiders have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
That's a tough one there defensively, because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it was 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. On is the Raider kickoff unit now, as they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Now this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter.
Throwing now is Carr.
Olave holds it in.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. A quick throw, but incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Again, they'll throw with Carr.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means... And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. 1st down, here's White. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Zamir White with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Carr going to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Now a give up the middle. This is White. He's got it to the 43 here.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for Las Vegas, they avoid that 10th loss and move to 7-9 on the year. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gardner. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.